I'm at the site of Camp Blount, south of the square in Fayetteville, Tennessee, and this is where Andrew Jackson, as part of the War of 1812, gathered troops, including Davy Crockett, at this spot, and they went south out of here into Alabama and ultimately fought in the Creek Indian Wars, which culminated in the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. Today I've been demonstrating the kind of cannons that they would have used. This is called a grasshopper, and the reason they favored this is they could take it apart and carry it with them on horses. It was very easy for them to move around and maneuver. They didn't have good roads back in those days, so this is the kind of cannons that they would have taken with them all the way down into Alabama to fight the Creek Indians. They do an event every year called Volunteer Days, and this is something that I've really been enjoying the last few years. They have tradespeople from the era, reenactors like myself, militia and that kind of thing, and it's a lot of fun. So I'll show you guys around a little bit so you can kind of see what it's all about and maybe come down here this way next year.
Blacksmith is? Well, blacksmith is somebody that takes metal and reshapes it and makes it something useful. And back when this camp was in business, back in the early part of this country, people don't think about it, but there was no Walmarts, no Home Depots, no Lowe's. If you wanted something made, you had to go to a craftsman to get it made. So people would go to a shoemaker for their shoes, or they'd go to a potter for pottery, and if they needed something out of metal, they would go to a blacksmith shop. And that's basically what I do. I've done this now for 40-some years, and I use coal as a heat source to create a strong fire, a strong heat. I blow air through it with this blower, and I transform raw stock into something useful. This fire will get up to several thousand degrees Fahrenheit. And it will transfer that heat into the piece of metal that I need to work on. It's kind of like, I tell a lot of the students that come by, it's kind of like Play-Doh. You know, you can take Play-Doh and twist it and bend it and reshape it into anything. Well, I do the same thing with steel, except I can't use my hands. I have to use tools to change it around. So if somebody needed a farm tool, they would come to a blacksmith shop. If they needed nails, they'd go to a blacksmith shop. In fact, nails were so much a part of a blacksmith's business that it was big money. You know, there's a couple thousand nails in a house, and a good blacksmith could make 200 nails in an hour.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. Father and I went down to camp along with Captain Gooding. There we saw the men and boys as thick as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy.
Sticks and does all kinds of stuff. These are so awesome.
Well, just feel free and look, young man. And Ma too.
It has the trace in the corner, and it has the 430 or 231. It goes all the way to Florida and stuff, and the rivers and stuff. It's got all the major trails from 1819 on it.
A wheel where the wheel is above the treadle, and all spinning wheels do the same thing, and they just spin the fibers for you to make the yarn or threads. So it depends upon how thick you spin as to what you want to make. If you're spinning real thin, you might be using it for clothing. If you would be spinning thicker, you might be doing it for rugs or blankets. It was about the ages of 6 whenever they would start teaching children how to spin. So by the time that they were about the ages of 8, they were really #1 spinners. And then they would be off to doing the heavier work outside. And then it would be the older people like myself or somebody that happened to get hurt that would also be doing the spinning. So everybody working together are the ones that would keep the farm going. So it doesn't matter what you're spinning. If you're spinning dog hair, cat hair, what I was spinning before I went to my alpaca, what I started out with was pineapple. So the white here is pineapple, and the gray is our alpaca. And alpaca, if you put it underneath the microscope, it would be hollow and it would be very smooth. So you have to have a tight twist in order to make what you would like to create. If you put a strand of wool or sheep fiber underneath the microscope, it would look like it has fish scales or barbs. That's what makes it scratchy, but also makes it easy to spin. So this alpaca that I'm spinning right now is right off the critter, and it is very easy to spin because I'm doing a fairly tight twist. So, but before the spinning wheel was, back in the Ice Age, was making cordage. And what they started out with was basically plants. So this is daylily leaves made from into cordage. This is 2 different kinds of grasses, and this is banana peel. So you would eat your banana, then you would open up the peel itself into strips, and then you would make cordage. But after cordage came the tools like this, and this predates the spinning wheel. So this rascal here would sit on a tabletop, and you would use your hand, you would rotate the wheel, and this part here you would draft out. When you got as far as you wanted, then you would go and you would put it on, you would put your finished yarn on the spindle. And then you would load it like this, and then you would continue spinning like that. So this predates the spinning wheel, and that's also predates is the drop spinner, which I didn't bring today. But that's your basic on the spinning wheel.
My guess. Make sure you get him.
Push hard. Okay. Now let him tamp it some more. Okay.
I saw some embers fall on the ground from the last. Did you puncture a hole?
Yes. Yes, that's. Yeah, that's what the little skewer thing's for. Don't worry, we're not gonna fire it yet.
Company, prime and load. We're going to give you a short firing demonstration to give you an appreciation of how long it takes to load and fire and maneuver forward. When every soldier has a weapon back to the shoulder, that tells me, the captain, that the company's loaded, ready to fire. Right wheel, march. Forward, march. Accommodate, halt. Double arm interval, march. Rear rank, one step to your left with the march. And remember, rear
at the charge bayonet. Front rank, make ready! Take aim! Fire! Prime and load. Rear rank, advance. Halt. Make ready. Take aim. Fire! Prime and load. Fire by company. Make ready. Take aim. Fire! Shoulder. Arms. About. Face. Right wheel. March. Halt! Order, arms. Stand easy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come down and talk with the militia company, you're welcome to do so.